Another work day at Bloomfield Cemetery. I'm back here at the family site of Deborah and John Wood. They have two pretty tall memorial stones. John Wood, we replaced him once, it failed. So we are using new epoxy material now, so we're gonna work on that at some other time, but for now, I want to do some probing. That we use this probing device here. And this time of year, the ground's pretty soft. So we've had enough rain to get down there. But their son, William Blake Wood, who was a store owner here in Bloomfield, when he passed away in, was that like 1915, his daughter and uncle brought his body back to Bloomfield to be buried next to his parents. We've never had any indication whether he's north or south of his parents' spot. So if he's cremated, remains is here, then chances are he's in an urn. And if there is a small stone, then I'm going to take a shot at finding it if he has a footstone or a small sub headstone. And William Blake Wood was pretty important to the town. Him and Charles Arthur had a Main Street store in the location of the Mason Lodge. So when they combined their stores into a partnership, then they actually had 3 buildings on Main Street. And they were actually neighbors on Merchant Street also. Charles Arthur lived at the corner of Merchant and Pleasant, which is now Sutton. And Wood was in the middle of the block, his next door neighbor. So I sometimes wonder if that's where Merchant Street got its beginnings. So anyway, like I said, we're going to restore this broken stone at another date when it warms up a little bit. And this stone of John Wood is pretty tall. It's about a foot taller than that of his wife. So, you know, Victorian stones are a lot of times they're tall and slender. So anything that rubs up against it back in the day, like sheep or cattle or anything just itching themselves, it would tend to snap off at the base, and that's the case of this one here. When it falls over, it might break into a couple pieces. John Wood, one of the few individuals in town who was actually born in the 1700s. And he passed away in 1868-ish. And if I recall, he has the same birthday as I do, October 22nd. I remember when we were kids coming back here and always liked looking at his stone because it was same birth date as mine. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to set the camera down in a way that makes me more of an official YouTuber. But I need to get a tripod if I'm going to be doing this, so my shots don't look ridiculous. Ideally, I would have 2 cameras looking at whatever site we're working at, and you know, just splice them together through editing. I like to think I could do that. So anyway, I'm going to pause this video now so I can check out the ground around it, see what I can find. Okay, update on probing here. So Deborah Wood has never had a footstone that we're aware of, and in looking for the memorial stone, substone, or something from her son, I believe we just hit the footstone for Deborah Wood. So If you could see throughout here, there's holes just peppered everywhere from utilizing this rod down into the soil about 10 inches. After a while, it's like I don't necessarily push it. I just stick it in the dirt and lean on it some. Other than that, we're hoping Santa brings us a GPR for Christmas, ground penetrating radar, so we can graduate up to stop this silliness and actually see what's underground. So I'm going to dig this out and then I will update the video. All right, so not too deep, and we do have what looks like Deborah Wood's footstone. So we're going to get that up out of the ground nice and careful and clean it off some, see what we got. And sometimes these come with a base, but most times they are just set in shallow ground. They fall over, and then a few seasons of rain and mud, they just start disappearing. So I'm glad we found something. I'll update as we go. All right, Dale's heading out. This was indeed a footstone of Deborah F. Wood, DFW. So we just went ahead and brought it, obviously got it up out of the ground, set it, and we didn't bring cleaning materials, so it's going to rain this weekend. That's going to take care of some of it. And thanks to a gracious, very gracious donation, we are going to purchase 10 gallons of D2, our largest purchase, single purchase of D2. And boy, we're grateful for donations. They really help us keep this place in order. And, you know, people just have such a good, kind heart. We're just grateful. All right, so that kind of finishes up the day. We're both pretty tired. We had a great lunch, Valley Forge Market today. And we got a lot of mowing done. There's going to be an event this weekend. The Lumineers, I believe, the lighted bags that they set by most of the headstones that make for a very nice presentation in the evening. So if you're inclined to come out and enjoy it, I believe they're setting it up Saturday, and usually they leave it up for a week, maybe longer. And you know, when the cemetery is going to be visited by folks, we like it to look nice. We want it to look nice all the time, but especially when we're going to have visitors. So Christmas is coming. Hope everybody is going to have a spectacular Christmas. And I really enjoy seeing the cemetery green this time of year. All right, that's it for now. I'll do my best to edit this video to something that makes sense. And be talking with y'all soon. Thanks.